From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now, the latest news.
Kylie Conway has the latest news. The top headlines. News you can use.
Please stand by.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, December 6th. You might realize it's a lot colder out there this morning. Big changes for the next few days, dramatically colder. High today of 38. And tomorrow we'll have some more cloud cover with a high of only 34. It's going to be really cold Tuesday morning. Sunday violence spills into the overnight hours. IMPD confirmed 2 people walked into 2 separate hospitals who'd been shot early this morning. They say the people are awake and breathing, and they didn't say where they were shot. Police say 7 people were wounded after earlier shootings on Sunday. 3 were just northwest of downtown. The 4th was farther west. The most recent is a double shooting. It happened about 10:20 last night near Lafayette Road and Kessler Boulevard. Investigators describe it as a gunfight between people in 2 cars. Police say they found 2 adults wounded and 2 young children in a car nearby. IMPD says a 2-year-old and 3-year-old are not hurt. The 2 adults are stable. Officers also say a bullet hit a house with people inside.
People in the city need to get interested in this because in the past, it was confined to certain neighborhoods. So everybody thought, well, that's not happening in my neighborhood. Well, it's going to happen in your neighborhood. And it's been happening in your neighborhood. It's bleeding out all over the place.
Police say they expect to find video from the shooting on doorbell cameras in the area. Earlier in the night, someone was shot at Pershing Avenue and White River Parkway North Drive. That happened at 8:15. Officers tell us the victim is stable. No word what led to that gunfire. Then at 4:30 in the afternoon, police found 2 people shot on Eugene near MLK. 1 person died at the scene. The other survived and is now in the hospital. The first Sunday shooting was on the far west side about 3:20 in the afternoon. It was in an apartment complex near 38th and 465. IMPD describes the victims as a female in critical condition and a male who is stable. They are not yet releasing ages or names. Today, new requirements to enter the U.S. go into effect. U.S. leaders hope the new rules will help slow the spread of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. The new order took effect at 12:01 this morning. All inbound international travelers must test negative for COVID-19 within 1 day of departure for the U.S. It applies to everyone 2 years or older. There is no requirement for post-arrival testing or quarantine. The U.S. is also still restricting travel to South Africa and 7 other neighboring countries.
We don't think it's fair because the way in which it's been imposed is quite uneven. And a lot of the responses in the last few days really just smacks of a very knee-jerk way of dealing with this pandemic. It goes against the solidarity that was promised to us at the beginning of this pandemic.
President Joe Biden's chief medical advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says he hopes the U.S. can lift the ban within a reasonable period of time. And Fauci also is acknowledging some early signs that Omicron might lead to less severe illness than other variants, though he cautions it's too soon to know for sure.
We really got to be careful before we make any determinations that it is less severe or really doesn't cause any severe illness comparable to Delta. But thus far, the signals are a bit encouraging regarding the severity. But again, you got to hold judgment until we get more experience.
Wish TV medical expert and former Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams is sending a message of caution, too, saying increased transmission could cancel out the benefits of a generally milder bug, that if 1 million people are infected with a 1% death rate, 10,000 would die. But if 5 million people are infected with a 0.5% death rate, more than twice as many people would die. Health officials are trying to figure out how many people contracted the coronavirus during a cruise. The ship left New Orleans November 28th and made stops in Belize, Honduras, and Mexico. It docked back in Louisiana Sunday with at least 10 known cases. Norwegian Cruise Line says it tested all passengers before they boarded and after they disembarked yesterday. Those who test positive and their close contacts will quarantine. Former Senator and Republican presidential nominee Bob Dole died Sunday morning. He was known as a plain-spoken conservative, becoming one of Washington's most well-known figures in the latter half of the 20th century. Dole served as a U.S. Senator from Kansas for 27 years, including 2 stints as Senate Majority Leader. He was also unsuccessful in his presidential run against Bill Clinton in 1996. It was announced in February that Dole was being treated for advanced lung cancer. He was 98 years old. We could soon find out this week if the Biden administration will boycott the Olympics. CNN is reporting the White House will announce a decision this week. President Biden said last month he is considering a diplomatic protest over China's human rights abuses. It would only involve government officials. There is no indication that the administration is considering a full boycott that would not allow American athletes to compete. Biden is set to talk with Russia's President Vladimir Putin this week. The White House says the two will meet virtually tomorrow. The topic will be the growing tension over Ukraine. Tens of thousands of Russian troops are gathered along Russia's western flank. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says in a statement, President Biden will underscore U.S. concerns with Russian military activities on the border with Ukraine and reaffirm the United States' support for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine. The owner of the art studio where the parents of the alleged Michigan high school shooter were found is talking. The man's attorney says James and Jennifer Crumbley went into this man's art studio Friday morning. According to the attorney, the artist didn't know about the charges against them or that the couple was still in there when he left for the day. He's not been charged. Police found the Crumbleys early Saturday morning at the Detroit studio. They each face 4 involuntary murder charges. The Crumbleys' attorneys say that the couple didn't intend to run, but police say they think a different story.
I think where they were and how they were seems to support the position they were hiding. And
15-year-old Ethan Crumbley has been charged as an adult for the Oxford High School shooting last week that left 4 students dead. A volcanic eruption in Indonesia has now killed at least 15 people. 27 more are still missing, and thousands are forced from their homes. Authorities say heavy rain triggered the eruption Saturday, sending a tower of ash some 40,000 feet into the sky. Officials say the blast damaged 3,000 houses and 38 schools. Relief supplies are now arriving to help those who need it. Crews are battling a large wildfire in Colorado, just west of Denver. According to officials, the flames started at a home yesterday and spread to another vacant home. No one was hurt, but both of those homes are destroyed. High winds are fueling the flames. The fire now covers 20 acres. According to the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office, nearly 24 homes have been evacuated. The department says the fire is 50% contained. It was a dominant Sunday on both sides of the ball for the Colts. The team took a quick first quarter lead and never looked back, shutting out the Texans 31-0. Jonathan Taylor led the way with 143 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns, while Carson Wentz threw one to Ashton Dulin. It was the Colts' first road shutout since 1992. Olivia Ray takes a look at the history-making day for the team.
From the very first play from scrimmage, the Colts defense dominated in NRG Stadium. It began with an interception, followed by a forced fumble, and then a pair of 3-and-outs. They never let off the gas and held the Texans to just 141 yards of total offense, a season best for the Horseshoe, who swept their division rivals and pitched their first shutout on the road since 1992.
The defense was unreal. I don't think they crossed the 50-yard line until a minute to go. It's an epic defensive performance from really start to finish, and that's what we talked about at halftime. You know, as good as it was in the first half, it was just as important for us to finish that game like that, you know, just for where we want to go. And then offensively, came out just okay in the first half. You know, needed to be a little bit better, and we were.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Obviously, the shutout speaks for itself, but even the way they started. I mean, first play, you know, getting us the ball right there and scoring range already. I think they got a turnover the second drive as well. So they came out swinging, and they dominated the whole day, and that makes life a lot easier on the other side.
And it wasn't an easy day per se for the Colts in their ground game, but after 48 rush attempts, they went over 200 yards for the 3rd time this season. This Colts offense is humming behind Jonathan Taylor, who said he's feeling good heading into this late bye week. Much more on JT and another record-setting day for the league's leading rusher. For now, reporting from Houston, I'm Olivia Ray, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
The college football playoffs are set. Alabama takes the top seed after an SEC championship game win over Georgia. That knocks the Bulldogs down to number 3, just behind Michigan at 2 and ahead of Cincinnati at 4. The Bearcats are the first team not from a Power 5 conference to make the playoffs. Alabama plays Cincinnati. Michigan plays Georgia. Those will be the New Year's Eve bowl games leading to the national championship game in Indianapolis. Notre Dame just missed out on the playoffs, finishing in 5th. The Irish will play Oklahoma State in the Fiesta Bowl in Arizona on New Year's Day. Purdue will travel to Nashville to take on Tennessee in the Music City Bowl on December 30th. Ball State will play in its second straight bowl game, taking on Georgia State in the Camellia Bowl on Christmas Day. Wish TV is the official local broadcast partner of the 2022 College Football Playoff Indianapolis Host Committee. And the Pacers have a big week ahead. The Pacers have struggled of late, losing 4 of their last 5. They're in the midst of a 6-game homestand at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, dropping the first 2 games against the Hawks and the Heat.
We could look at it as, we're struggling right now, or we could look at it as it's a lot of games left. And I think we're old enough, more, mature enough to look at it as a ladder. It's a lot of games left. It's a lot of time to, fix our mistakes, but we got to do it. It's a lot of talk about what we need to do. Everybody knows what we need to do.
The Pacers return to action tonight to take on the Wizards. They host the Knicks Wednesday night before the Mavs come to town Friday. The Pacers wrap up their homestand against the Warriors Monday before traveling to take on the Bucks Wednesday night. An Indianapolis startup is working towards a sustainable future by lowering the carbon footprint. The company is getting people into electric cars. Motor's goal is to bridge the gap between the number of people who say they're interested in electric cars and the number of people who actually get one. So to make it happen, Motor is making the process simple. Drivers can rent an electric vehicle without having to buy one, and then the company will deliver the car, provide registration, insurance, a charger installation, and maintenance. It works on a monthly subscription. Motor says drivers can choose from a Tesla, Audi, Ford, Volkswagen, and Nissan model.
I care about our transition to going carbon-free, and that's something that we're going to eventually have to do. It's kind of not a question of if, it's more so when, and it's kind of become more so how fast can we do it. And that's why I think we're so driven as a company to reach that goal, because it is real. It impacts all of us.
The company says it's enlisted more than 100 customers since it launched in 2020 and has raised the city's new electric vehicle registrations by 20% in central Indiana. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
The News 8 Daily 8 is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast, The News 8 Daily 8 with Kylie Conway. And be sure to discover even more great podcasts now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.